1956, the SS Andrea Doria, a majestic ocean liner, stood as Italy's most magnificent, swiftest, and impervious ship. Yet, its legacy was to be written not in accolades, but in tragedy. On July 25, it was en route to the U.S. East Coast when it met with thick fog. As protocol dictated, the captain eased their speed and blasted the fog whistle. Nearby, another participant in this impending catastrophe, the Swedish ocean liner, SS Stockholm, ventured into the fog, oblivious to the Andrea Doria's whereabouts. Relying on radar, both vessels misread the signals. The imminent disaster, it seemed, had a language of its own that was indecipherable to the soon-to-be victims. Neither ship communicated, speeding blindly and hopelessly towards each other. When sight was finally possible, it was too late. At 11:10 p.m., the bow of the Stockholm struck the Andrea Doria, a catastrophic invasion of over 40 feet. A piercing blow claimed 46 lives on the Andrea Doria, 5 on the Stockholm. News of the collision rippled across the globe. Edward Morgan, an ABC News correspondent, was chosen to break the news to the world. Unbeknownst to his colleagues, his teenage daughter Linda was aboard the Andrea Doria. Moments before going live, he was informed that she was missing and presumed dead. Helpless and waiting, he soldiered on, presenting the devastating news with a stoicism that belied his turmoil. His personal tragedy remained undisclosed. But, as Edward went off-air, a miraculous twist in the story started to unfold. A girl from the Andrea Doria, who had been asleep when the collision occurred, woke up, disoriented and calling for her mother. A man on the Stockholm heard her cries. As he reached the front of the Stockholm, he was met with an unbelievable sight. Amidst the wreckage on the Stockholm's bow was a bed, and on it, a girl, remarkably unscathed. It turned out, when the Stockholm had driven into the Andrea Doria, the bow had scooped Linda Morgan's bed. As it retracted, it had carried the bed, and Linda, away from the scene of the crash. Upon hearing of his daughter's miraculous survival, Edward Morgan was awash with emotion. Returning on air, he recounted his daughter's extraordinary survival story, and his own heartrending struggle to report news that hit so close to home. Linda would recover fully from her physical injuries, a broken arm being the worst of it. However, the emotional toll was immense. Her stepfather and half-sister had perished in the crash, leaving her to grapple with the heavy burden of survivor's guilt. And so, this is the story of the Andrea Doria crash, a tale of tragedy, of miracles, and of a newsman's strength in the face of personal loss.